Pet Check is brought to you by Bosley's, a proud supporter of the Victoria Humane Society. Go to bosleys.com/givingback.
Look at this sweet little face. This is Chiquita. Chiquita Banana. She's a little bit scared, and there's a good reason she's scared. She has not had a good go at life. People have not been good to her.
Chiquita's had a really rough life, and when she came into us, she actually she came into us through an emergency. She has been passed around quite a bit in her little short life. She's about 4, and we don't know that for sure because of the circumstances of when she came in. But she's about 4. She had been only with her last owner for a week when she got sick. And so they took her to Vets for Pets downtown, which is a great service. And they called us and said she needed emergency surgery and would we take her on? And of course we said yes. But when she came to us, she was completely flat. Her head was tucked underneath herself and she didn't want to look at anyone. She was completely what you say is shut down in a dog. Right. And so it's hard to find out, is she sick? Like, how sick is she? What does she need? Because she's so scared, you can't really tell if that, is it the behavior or is it health-wise?
Right. Is something wrong with her so she's like that and not moving? Or is it
so she was at Central Vic for a day and a half, and they took great care of her, and she's had a spay and a dental, and she's ready to look for her forever home. But I want to talk about dogs like her who are so terrified when they come in and they're so scared. If you saw her in her foster home, she's not like this at all. For a week, she never lifted her head out from underneath this. This
is her favorite poof, which is why we have it.
We have it
for
here
comfort.
To make her feel comfortable. Yeah. She wouldn't lift her head like this. It was tucked right down under. When you see when animals kind of are ready to die, they put their head down like that. She was like that for a week. And then with our great foster, she has done great. She runs around, follows their dogs, does all sorts of things, and she's actually starting to play now at work. And we see her, and it's so nice for us to see her come out. But that's been a total of 2 weeks. And that's her just starting to come out.
It takes time. I've had scared dogs like this before, and you have to be patient.
I can't say it enough that when someone takes on a dog like this, please don't take them on unless you're willing to commit to giving her the time to come through. We have some really shy, fearful dogs that have come in that we've put in homes, and after 2 days, people will say, oh, they don't love me, they're not bonding, I'm returning them. And I'm like, you haven't even given them a chance.
Yeah, this isn't like an 8-week-old puppy who's going to love everybody and doesn't know to be afraid if it's being born in care.
Absolutely.
But if dogs that are afraid of people or have had bad experience with people, they will be so loyal once they know you're safe, but they need time to know you're safe.
They're the best dogs in the world once they know they're safe. But I have one dog that I had for 5 years before she trusted me, and she saw all the dogs loving me up and everything, but it took 5 years. Now she's like the best dog ever. But it takes time. It doesn't usually take 5 years. It usually takes a couple months and they start to really come around. But people have to give them that time. I can't. Like, we've had so many people after 2 days call us and they have to come back because they're not bonding. If you're taking a scared animal, and don't take a scared animal if you don't want to commit to that.
Because it is more work and you have to be patient and you're not going to immediately have that love bug on your lap day one with a scared dog. Because
you don't get that instant gratification that people are looking for. But what you will get such a loyal companion, like you said. You'll get one that will love you forever.
Our Bella, our little dog Bella.
I know, Bella.
When we first got her, she'd duck when you go to pet her because people had hit her. And it took her time. Like, she warmed up to my oldest son first, and then I was next, and then my youngest son, and then new people took time sometimes. But then she got more confident, and then she was like, okay, you're safe. And, and
absolutely.
There will be things like tall men in baseball hats scared her for a while,
and
right?
That's important to mention too, because the person who hurt them, if you look like that person, like people always say, well, she loves my son, but she doesn't love me. Well, maybe you remind her of someone. Maybe it's going to take longer for her to trust you. So like you said, your son, Bella warmed up to your son first because he was safe. So let them find their safe person. Let them get safe first before you start introducing a lot. And I think the hardest thing to do with a dog that's scared is just ignore them. Like, leave them alone. Don't try and do things with them. Don't try and touch them all the time. I mean, it's our natural instinct to want to make them feel better. We want to hold them and hug them and make them better. That's the worst thing you can do. It scares the crap out of them. You want them just to ignore them, and pretty soon they come up to you like, oh, hey, what's going on there?
You're safe. Well, if you're interested in Chiquita, just go to our website, checknews.ca, click on the Pet Check page there. So there's a Pet Check page. On that page, we'll have a link to the Victoria Humane Society with adoption information. Thanks for watching.